Good to see you, Kenny. How are you doing? Somewhat frustrating. None of that should have happened. I understand. Must have been horrible down there. Yeah, feeling powerless doesn't exactly leave me in a good mood. Alright, it looks like everyone is here. Let's get started. First off, I know you are all wondering where Talisman is. The American military has requested Captain Moore be transferred back home, where he will be evaluated by one of their doctors. Is he alright? I'm told he is recovering well. He will be kept for some time under their observation, but I'm told he should be returned to the IUN soon. How soon? Soon is all I've been told. Well, that's specific. Anyway, I don't get the feeling you called us all in here just for that. How perceptive as usual. Some of you already know this. Sheik's Law as a whole cannot be in two places at once, but right now that's what we need. Major battles will be going on in Osea and Usea, and strong air support is needed on both fronts. What's going on in Usea? It's the Saviors and Belka causing all the trouble. Why wouldn't we keep all our attention there? Lumen? During the Lighthouse War, the IUN took control of Stonehenge. On November 9th, the facility went silent. We tried everything we could to contact them, and now we have reason to believe the Saviors have taken it. We need to figure out exactly what's going on and retake Stonehenge. Hopefully, we can rescue anyone who might still be there. What's wrong with dropping troops and capturing it by surprise? After the chaos following the destruction of the satellites, an ultranationalist coalition took over much of the continent, including the area surrounding Stonehenge. Specifically, Usean ultranationalists. This group is called the Usean Continental Alliance, or UCA for short, and they're not friendly with Osea or the IUN. Once our troops step foot in their territory, it'll be considered an act of war. You're telling us that we have another organization that hates Osea on another continent that is also enough of a threat to call us in. Unfortunately, that's the situation we're currently in. Son of a bitch, this just keeps getting better and better. Osea is using most of its resources on its own continent. It doesn't seem feasible to expand even more. You're absolutely right, Casey. Luckily, we aren't alone. The Usean nations, a part of the IUN, will be supplying the fight. But, Jonathan, you're gonna love this. We struck a deal with Erusia. In exchange for some of the territory the IUN will be taking from the UCA, the Erusians will be providing soldiers and supplies to aid in our advance, along with what the Useans will already be giving us, as we are stretched thin. I don't believe it. That's right. Mobius 1 will be fighting alongside Erusia. I will be in charge of your squad on the Usean front. So that means Mobius and his squad are going to Usea. That's right. Captain Holt, I will be keeping you and your squad here in Osea. I'm spearheading this operation to crush the Saviors and retake Dinsmark. I see. When are we shipping out? Tomorrow evening at 1800 hours. So be ready. When the time is right, you'll all be back in the same squad. We are stretched thin, and the higher-ups feel this is the best thing to do. Understood? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good. You're all dismissed. Except for you, Commander McClanahan. I was gonna stay anyway. I figured. We have reached a deal concerning First Lieutenant William Beckett. You demoted him? Yes, that's part of the deal. Fine. What else? When you and Baker are deployed to Usea, Beckett will be loaded into a transport plane and flown to your base in Axel Bay as a prisoner. Once there, he is to be released into your custody. Mine? Isn't Hector in charge? You know Beckett better than anyone around here. If he gets out of line, I would think he'd listen to you. Besides, we both know Lumen will let you do whatever you want. What about his plane? For now, it'll stay here. We will decide what to do with it later, but it will not be going with him to Axel Bay. That's ridiculous! How is he supposed to fight without a plane? That's not my problem. Considering his behavior lately, I think it will give him less of a chance of getting into trouble. That matter, however, will be at your discretion. Fine. How long will this arrangement last? Until further notice. If you do decide to let him fly, I have instructed AWAC's Skykeeper to keep close tabs on both of you during any missions he's a part of. I can handle this. I don't need a babysitter. Well, apparently Beckett does. It's either this or he will be back in a prison cell. I don't think you want him there again, do you? No, sir. Good. One more thing. You will be responsible for any mistakes he makes from here on out. Another screw-up like D7R, and both of you will find yourselves a penal unit. Sound good? Dismissed. Cypher and Pixie walked to their rooms. The mood between them this time was stern. When they got to their rooms, Cypher walked in without speaking a word to Pixie. Concerned, Pixie followed him in. Why did you let so many planes go? We had a lot to destroy. I lost track of them. You lost track of them? I've seen you leave top priority targets to shoot down fleeing aircraft, and you just lost track of them? This is the second mission in a row you felt need to question my actions. I told you, I'm actually a nice guy. Oh, come on. I've flown with you on many different missions. You love shooting down fleeing aircraft. Or at least you used to. You clearly have a point to make, or you wouldn't be disrupting my personal space. I think the round table gave you some perspective. Usually when you gun down another plane, that's all it is. A simple object for you to destroy. Now you've been asked to shoot down people you know. People you worked with. Maybe you even liked them. Fighter pilot, traitor, psychologist. What's next? Lion tamer? Sure, deflect. You may not want to admit it, but you've changed. Apparently sociopaths don't need to be locked up for decades. They just need some real human interaction. Human interaction? I seem to recall being a sociopath when you were my wingman during the Pelkan War. Yeah, but back then I was as screwed up as you. That coffin pilot you told me about? You said the paralysis was progressively getting worse, which means she could die. You knew that before you left. It's clear that you care. Fine. Maybe my eyes have been opened and I'm a new man. So how about you? We aren't talking about me. You're supposed to be the embodiment of change according to that sappy performance you gave in that documentary, acting like some kind of folk hero. Nice. But look at you now. You're still Joshua's lapdog. So much for that change. Pixie didn't have a good comeback for that. Cypher had made a good point, too. Pixie turned and walked to the door. Before walking out, he turned to face Cypher again. Performances can be deceiving, buddy. That's looks. Looks can be deceiving. That's right. My mistake.